Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away.
Is anybody else as excited as I am to be going into the new year and finally be getting out of 2023? I mean, I definitely am, and I don't know about you guys. I think Brian is. That's why, yeah, Brian, a little stiff because it's a picture. Absolutely. Thank you for joining me tonight, everybody that's watching this, whether you're watching it live or on the replay. For those that do not know, my name is Ash, and I'm a gig tuber here on YouTube, and I do videos regardless if it's for Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, or Skip the Dishes, anywhere from ride-alongs, tips, tricks, tutorials, the whole shabam. And every 2 weeks, I love to take part in a live stream, and tonight, it's one that is more meaningful for me. It is the end of the gig year in review, so we're going to talk about things completely open here, regardless on what company you decide to work for. We're going to be talking about it. Let's go to the end of the year stuff. We got Brian in the house. We got Alan. Hello, Joseph. Thanks for coming by. We got Krabby the Beagle. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Krabby. It's always great to have you here. I agree with Brian. 2023, please do not suck. Although I cannot complain. Live to hustle. If we want to make it Happy New Year, we got to make it a Happy New Year by taking action. Absolutely. Hello there, my lovely Guillaume. Thank you for stopping by. These live streams are never the same without you. So, you know I message you every time. Are you coming to the live stream? Hey, LJ. From the UK, hoping you're doing well, and the rest of you guys. LJ, let me guess. 5 hours ahead of us? That's what I'm guessing. So, yeah, we're going into the end of the review. End of year review. Don't make me say that 10 times fast. But there's also one thing that I just truly want to note, and I think I turned off my music. Did I just do that? Yes, I did. And I know how I did that. There we go. Let's put that back on. Bon. Let's go there. Yeah, let's put it on there. It happens. Stuff happens when you're clicking buttons. So the good part about my end of the year is that it's also the end of my first year on YouTube coming up. On January the 2nd, it's going to mark my 1 year mark, and I just say it 15 times fast. No. I just want to thank everybody because honestly, the year 2022, how can I describe it so far? No, not live to hustle. No. Lauren, I hope you had a great Christmas with your family. Glad I caught your live stream. I did. I had a really, really good Christmas. It was jam-packed with a lot of traveling, a lot of in-between things, a lot of my child running around. He was so cute. He was turning around a lot of the times and saying that he wants the big gifts. He wants the big gifts. What are you going to get when a kid is 3.5? And thanks for coming in here, Laura. I appreciate that. I know you're with your family, so I hope you have a lot of fun hanging out with them tonight, but I do appreciate you coming back in here to catch the live stream a little bit. Brian, yes, thank you. So January the 2nd is going to mark my 1-year mark here on this channel, and the cool part about this is I never thought I would be able to achieve what I currently have to date on this channel. Like, a lot of people sometimes they turn around and they say, oh, okay, so you're a YouTuber. Like, how many subscribers do you have? And my goal for my 1-year mark was to get to 2,000. Here we are, what are we, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later since I've posted about my 2,000, and we're at 2,029, and if it, 2,229 rather. And if it wasn't for you lovely sticking around and helping me cruise along on this journey, this would never happen. So I appreciate anybody that has subscribed to my channel and come into the mix with me here, because it truly wouldn't make a difference without you guys. I know people say that it's the creator, but it's not. It's the community that makes the huge, huge, huge difference. So we are going to be talking about the end of year when it comes to gig work. And I also want to apply this for those that do not know. So I love to regulate my live streams to make it more enjoyable for everybody. And how do I do that? I enable subscriber only mode. And good evening, CJ. Thanks for coming into the mix here tonight. So subscriber only mode, what that entails is I am not asking anybody to be a subscriber, but in order to benefit with the chat, chime in on the action and have a conversation with us, you do need to be a subscriber for at least 3 minutes here on this channel. And why? The reason for that is because of the fact to avoid trolls from coming in and ruin the party. And that's also why I have slow-mo enabled. So slow-mo is you cannot pop in a message more than every 20 seconds. And that's as well because trolls like to have fun in the mix and troll on the channel and try to spam. So when you put the 2 and 2 together, it disables that from happening and allows everybody to have so much more fun on a live stream. So I have enabled that. And I want to give a thank you to Hospital Food. As I mentioned, every time I have a live stream after I have received a super thanks on my videos, I want to make sure that I give credit to those that have always given credit to me. So when you contribute to the channel, it definitely does make a difference. And since my last live stream, we have had Hospital Food that has donated. And we have Hannibal. Oh, thank you. So there we go. We got 2 for 1 right there. Thank you, Hospital Food, for the continuous donations amongst this channel. And Hannibal, thank you for that celebration. I appreciate that. You have been around through and through so long, Hannibal, so long. And I truly appreciate that. Thank you. You know you make me a happy camper. We've chatted and everything else. So how's 2022 been for you, Hannibal? Has it been a good one? I know that it's been kind of difficult for some of us. And when it comes down to it, here's a question I have for you, lovelies. Hey, sports entertainment, I'm starting to love Instacart and the pay is really good. We're all spammers. Alan, you're not a spammer, but I like that answer. Instacart can pay well, but like I've mentioned, there are some hiccups. Hey, Anthony, thanks for coming by, love. There are some hiccups when it comes to Instacart that I have noticed. It's occurring a lot more here in the US. Sorry, whoops, I'm not in the US and I'm kicking my desk at the same time. Here in Canada, what they are doing is they are basically paying us for miles instead of kilometers, and even then the ratio is off. So if you're enjoying Instacart, I'm happy for you, but please go back into your base fare and do the division between how much they're giving you base fare divided by how much they're supposed to be giving you for kilometers. So just so you can tackle that. If so, you got to go to the chat. Mohammed, salut Ashley. J'ai appris beaucoup de bon. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just so you know, my French is raspy, so me reading in French, c'est pas vraiment bon, mais I'll try. So, merci beaucoup, Mohamed, pour ça. I appreciate it vraiment beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, Hannibal aussi. Merci beaucoup, Hannibal. I appreciate you too as well. I appreciate so many of you lovelies here. Joseph's got a delivery, got a bounce. Enjoy that delivery. Hopefully you get a high payout there. And Live to Hustle says 2022 was garbage. It sucks. It sucks to hear that, but I can understand. I find that there's going to be hiccups. There's going to be hiccups along every single year. I can't go into 2023 promising myself that it's going to be a banger of a year, but I'm hoping for that. Hannibal says it was great. Guillaume says indeed hiccups both in the US and in Canada. Just another black queen. Hello, everybody. I think oh, Yones, thank you. You deserve more subscribers. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We got Frank. Thank you, my lovely brother, for joining us tonight, although you're supposed to be working, but when do you ever actually work? Instacart pay well? Well, maybe if I got orders. Well, first of all, to be fair, Frank, you have not gone out in 2 weeks to do deliveries. You cannot say that amongst Instacart, because you got to go out to do them, and you haven't. Hey, Lisa, how's it going? The French vibe reading. Guillaume, arrête, ok? Ferme-t-elle. Tu compris ça? Hey, Rodney, how's it going? How's it going? No, it's not better than most people's grade 9 French, to be completely honest with you. By the way, Frank, your thermos made it to my studio now. Alan says 23 through get rid of the RSV, COVID, and the flu. Yeah, well, I will say this, 2022. So first of all, even chiming into my own question right up there. Merci beaucoup, Mohammed. Wish you the best as well for 2023, love, truly. Chiming in on the action up above there. Food deliveries or groceries in 2022 for me. I think my channel states it. Hey, how's it going, Cruising Dasher? Not too bad. Just hanging out with everybody tonight, just having a blast. We're doing an end of the year review. And I'm going to say food deliveries definitely hit it off for me. If everybody knows, Uber Eats is my go-to application. When it wasn't Uber Eats, it was followed by Instacart, followed by Skip the Dishes, and then lastly, DoorDash. However, at the beginning of 2022, DoorDash hit it off well for me. They were giving like $6, $7, you know, the whole peak pay going on with DoorDash. It was fantastic, and I loved it in the mix. And then, you know, they got down south, and I signed up with Skip the Dishes later on in 2022. But 2022, commenting the way Alan had to say, like, it was the year that I got sick. On my birthday, I had COVID. This past November, I had influenza. I had my ass handed to me when it came to all viruses, and that had nothing to do with food deliveries. Everything to do with having a child in a daycare. And you're bilingual and you teach on both languages. Wait, ça comme ça. But you know I try, Guillaume. Plus, I mean, most of the household is French anyways. Sports entertainment. I did an Instacart order and the person kept adding more groceries, but the pay was the same. They're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to do that. So if that is the concept, by the time you have accepted the batch to the time the batch is completed, you do need to contact Instacart for them to tack on more. Door trash? Yes, it is, aka. So Ross says, can you talk about what we can write off for taxes in Canada? Only been gigging for about 3 months in Windsor. Well, I would definitely tell you what I'm going to be writing off. So I will talk about the write-off as a gig worker and not the write-off as a YouTuber, because I'm self-employed on both. So I'd be writing off every damn thing I could possibly do. For write-offs, definitely. Hey, Ellen, thanks for coming in the mix, sweetheart. I miss you on IG. I truly miss you on IG, but I understand. Ross, the things that I'm going to be writing off is I keep my tax receipts. So actually, it is a Christmas box. Don't judge me, and I'm trying to open it here, so you might hear the can. But basically, I keep all my gas receipts, and I'm going to properly organize them on a spreadsheet and everything else. So that you can write off. You can write off your majority of your cell phone bill, depending on how much it is, especially because of the internet portion of it. You can write off anything from car maintenance, such as tire, oil change, I don't know, any repairs that you had to get done on the car. Even, for example, as easy as a car wash. If you've kept your pay stubs for car washes, because we need to keep our cars looking fresh and not beaten up and run down, you can pretty much write off all that. You can write off the additional bags as well that you've bought. The ones that you get from Skip the Dishes, if you're on Skip, I'm not too sure if you can mark that one off, but if so, I would. I have my receipt that's in my email for that, so any delivery bags you can definitely write off. Phone chargers that we're using in our car, you can write off. Things that you're getting, like the cell phone holders, you can write off. Why? Because we necessarily need those things to get our job done. So there is a yes, OJ, you You better believe I am not paying taxes for this shit. Let's just put it that way. Not just mileage and cell phone. Lisa says she's ready for 2022 to be over. I can definitely agree with that. No worries. No worries, Ellen. Hola, Jose. How's it going, my friend? I don't speak too much Espanol, but I speak a little tiny bit in poco. Does that help with my situation? I think by looks of the senses on things, from what I'm seeing on a regular basis, I would say 2022 was definitely the year for food deliveries for the majority of people. Guillaume, gas, car repair, mobile plan. If you make payments on your car loan, the interest are also can be written off in the kilometers as well. I do not know the interest on a car loan can be written off, but that is great to know. Guillaume has been doing Uber X, or AKA rideshare, for quite some time now, so he definitely knows what the write-offs are. Fuzzman Little Sunshine. Hey Ash, definitely really ready for this year to be over. Jose says it's all good. My first language is and it is Jose, right? It's not Jose. Is it Jose? Like pronounced with the J or pronounced with the H? That's the way how I know, like when you're typing, it's hard for me to identify, but yes, that would work. I'm writing off everything. See, everybody is. In the USA, they say mileage is the best write-off. It is, of course, because if I'm putting, I don't know, roughly. Let's give a high number, 160 a week on gas. Damn right, I'm gonna claim that back. You should write off all the clothes you buy too. I would if I bought more clothing to write off. But I don't buy additional clothing to be able to write off that stuff. I am one of those gig workers that would do gig work in my sweatpants or gig work in jeans. I don't care. If you rented a car, that would be a write-off too in full if you use it for gig work. You know, here's the thing, Guillaume. I have to go backtrack if mine is a finance or a lease. I don't even remember. Oh, I like this song. Every time this song comes on, yes, I've added more music to this playlist tonight, but every time I just have to. I love the beat of it. For those that do not know, I will definitely be celebrating New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is also my brother Frank the Pug's birthday. Not really that we're gonna be hanging out so much, although Frank messaged me if your wife's not shotgunning you. But you can imagine my tempo of music and everything else. I won't say how I celebrate, but I'm definitely into celebrating. Don't forget to get rid of them shoes and trainers that you wear for driving. I'll go through at least 4 pairs in a year. I actually don't, I'll be honest, but I do wear different pairs, so maybe that's probably why. Yeah, I wear so many different ones. I'm writing off the live streams. Can you? Can you write off the live streams as a gig worker, Alan? I don't think so. I mean, for a content creator, though, I have a lot that I can write off. I can write off the rest of my cell phone bill because, you know, I have to have the internet. I can write off my Wi-Fi. I can write off my electrical bill because I have to be down here editing. So there's a whole lot that I can write off. I can't write off the camera and the microphone or anything because I've had those for a very, very long time now. But yeah, I would definitely be writing off quite a lot. So here's a good one for many. I tried this last year. It was an epic fail. It was probably my very first video on this channel, I believe. I'm not even that sure. But are you doing deliveries on New Year's Day? Me? No, I am not. I'll be lucky if I get out of bed on New Year's Day. Let's just put it that way. So yes, I can be a party, not a party animal, but a party person, I guess. So I don't really plan too much on getting out of bed on New Year's Day, except for my son. You know, I can manage. I'll manage. But I am not doing deliveries this year on New Year's Day. I have seen too many of the restaurants when I have been driving by claiming that they're going to be closed on New Year's Day. So I find since the whole recession has happened, too many people are turning around and closing their restaurants because they don't have enough employees to either manage the rush or they have too many employees demanding to have the holidays off. So Alan and Fuzzman has turned around and says, no, I am not. And I know Fuzzman, you gave me your name earlier, like a long time ago. Please forgive me for forgetting. I am very forgetful. Nowadays, I'm even forgetting some of the comments. Some of them are intentional because of the comments being made, but please forgive me for that. So we got 2 that are saying, no, they're not doing New Year's, plus myself. I know my brother Frank the Pug not doing New Year's. Guillaume, I'm confident you'll be doing New Year's. Jose says, no, I am not doing deliveries either. We got Patrick from Everyday Tech, who is not a gig worker, and saying, just saying hello. On vacation visiting family, but I just wanted to stop by and say hi. I appreciate all the love and support that you always provide, Patrick, and I hope you have an amazing time with your family. It's such a huge compliment just to have anybody that's on vacation. I've had you, I've had Laura that come in here just to say hi, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're fine. My name is Kenny. I could do that. I could do that. There'll be so many Mickey D's that day. Not for me. Yeah, I agree with you, LJ. I used to say Mickey D's were my go-to because I could get some good tips. And then I didn't realize good tips were $20, $25, $30 tips. I never put this inside this banner thing, but I have a follow-up question to this, just tracing off of what I just said before my ADHD kicks in and distracts me. What was your highest tip of 2022? What was your highest tip? Sports Entertainment says I might go for a few hours. Tips should be good. Wait, what's vacation, says Alan. I actually took my very first vacation in 2022, and it's the first time I've taken a vacation in like 6 years, I think. So it has been definitely a while since I've taken a vacation. So at least I know what a vacation is, but it was way too short. It was like 4 days, 3-4 days. So yeah, my highest tip of 2022 was a $29 tip on a $173 sushi order with 100 pieces of sushi. And they tipped me $29 and I was ecstatic. Yum! This year I'm Uber X. I'll be able to make more money on the 31st and the 1st, especially since the 1st no local buses service. Won't be able to during the night from the 31st to the 1st since I'll be taking call. Oh, you're working the night shift. So for those that do not know, me and Guillaume go way back, but as well, we both worked in the call center lifestyle. He does, I swear he says he does deliveries and Uber X and everything else part-time, but it feels like he's always doing them full-time. And so he's going to be taking calls that evening. First of all, Guillaume, thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate it. 110%. Yeah, you've supported me so much since day one. And even before I even started doing YouTube and I shared about the fact that I was doing gig work, you were there to answer all my questions. So I truly appreciate it. And I feel bad for you for working the evening. But it's going to be quiet. I mean, let's face it. It's going to be super, super quiet. Cruise and Dasher. Everything was closed on Christmas Eve at 6 p.m. That does make sense because employees have access to leaving by, I think, by 5 p.m. There's a lot more government regulations here in Quebec about certain places closing. But I had to go pick up my other brother to bring him back to my place on Christmas Eve. Everything was closed. It was different. Jose says, I know one of them was a little over $20. Okay, a little over $20. That's not a bad tip. Kenny says, my highest order was $35 with a $25 tip and $10 base plus peak. That's not too bad at all on a $35 order. I got a $45 order and I was just shocked that she actually gave a $9 tip. Like, when I saw a $9 tip coming in on a $45 order, I was like, is she actually going to tip me almost 20% to the order? And she did. The tip stayed. 10 tip was my best for 2022, which thank you for that, sweetheart. 1628 Canadian. Appreciate that. Was I right, though? We're 5 hours ahead, LJ. Alan says 20 on Uber Eats. Live to Hustle. I purchased a foldable shovel over a month ago that I'll be writing off completely on my taxes, and also in case I get stuck in the snow while driving. Absolutely. I'm making a video about it, and an emergency kit is actually included, and in my emergency kit is a fold-off shovel. I actually think too, if people buy anything off my Amazon links, they can write that off completely. So I'm pretty sure some people are going to. I've had some purchases recently, so that will be interesting to see. It's like, can you write off when you buy things off Amazon links? Cruisin says, but everything will be open on New Year's Eve and day. For here, stores are all closed, so Instacart has no chance. And even Guillaume saw it. Instacart has no chance on Christmas Day because everything is closed, and yet they were offering a $5 boost pay up. It's like, come on, seriously? Mohammed says, Ash, on December 23rd, I was surprised all the customers I served by offering them a wishing card for Christmas. Do you think it's a good idea? So, correct me if I'm wrong, Mohammed. You gave them a card as you're doing deliveries? If so, that's the sweetest thing I've ever heard of. I mean, is it a good idea? I think it's a great idea. I think it's sweetheart. I think it brings back customer service. Would I do it for all my customers? Absolutely not. But that is because my heart is into content creation. My heart is not into gig work. I do want to bring back, eventually, it won't be for a while. Besides, my son is with me right now for 2 weeks while daycare is closed. But I want to bring back ride-alongs. I'm not just going to do tips or tutorial videos. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a beautiful idea. I think it's very cute, but it's not something I would do. Only because I'm not as nice. That's what we thought at work last Saturday, and damn, we had an outage at HQ, and our system's not. No, it doesn't get quiet after the outages. I remember those days, Guillaume. It feels like it was yesterday, and I'm happy I'm out of there. Sports entertainment. I started Uber Eats back in 2016, and my dad's old Honda CRV 2020. I'll get this right. Wow. 2003. My gosh, that took me forever. Alan says everybody was sleeping in on the 1st. Yes, because everybody's going to be hungover. They need to. Kenny says, and think about the trip. And I think the trip was about 5 miles is not too bad, especially if you're getting a tip like that. That's for sure. Guillaume says, by the way, my highest tip was in the app, and it was $75 and a $50 cash tip. Guillaume, was that UberX? Or was that Uber Eats? Or Instacart? Because I know you're big on Instacart. Guillaume is very good on Instacart. Kenny says, DoorDash, of course, only showed 650 orders for that. Yeah, of course. No wonder why. Yeah, Mohammed, I think that's just a beautiful gesture. I mean, the problem is that courtesy goes out of the window sometimes. For me, it's not that it goes out of the window, but let's put it this way, I put enough into Christmas this year as much as anybody else, so, but I think it's a beautiful gesture, of course. OJ says, yes, depending on the state. That's what I thought. I think probably compared to Montreal, yes. Cruising Dasher, $38 on Mother's Day. Never came anything close to the rest of the year. I get you. Besides my $29 tip, my highest tip that I ever received was $26, followed by $23. And then most of the times I get anywhere between $4 to $9, I'd say, is my average. Alan says, I'm in Eastern time zone in the USA, same time as Quebec. Perfect. Are you in New York, Alan? Mohammed says, Christmas is it is special for a lot of people, and you put a lot of heart into it, so I think that's a pretty good thing to be doing, absolutely. Cruisin says, I need a Honda. They last forever. Yeah, I have a Nissan, and I'm worried about what I'm going to be doing with it, but if I'm going to be fair and I'm going to be honest, the last 2 weeks, I would say, I have not even left my door to do gig work. Mainly because of the holidays and everything else and staying home and being with family and loved ones. There's been a lot of travel. I am fortunate enough to make some income by YouTube, but no, at no means can I live off of YouTube full-time salary. It does not pay enough. But hey, Shayna, thanks for coming into the house tonight, sweetheart. How's it going? Are you going to be doing deliveries on New Year's Day? But yeah, so I've taken some time off. Tomorrow's my first day back doing gig work, but I'm only going to be able to do evening gig work because of my son. So it'll be interesting. My question to you, lovely, is has your opinion of gig work changed since 2022? And this one could be a deep question for some people because they might reflect back on Florida, gotcha. They might reflect back, for example, on 2021 and say, I don't know, base fares were higher. And then you pop into 2022 and we can see so many things have changed. Like, for example, my opinion on Uber Eats has dramatically changed. They're getting cheaper and cheaper. Putting triple stack orders, and originally when it comes to, let's say, one order, you'll pay me $3. If I can just lower this, I don't know if I'm going to get back in the same place. But anyways, if I'm doing a triple stack order, but a single stack gives me $3. And then on a double stack, you're basically paying $2.50 per base. And then what are they at now? For a triple stack, they're currently at something like, what is it, $1.75 on a triple stack? It's insulting. It makes me feel very insulted when it comes to these companies because it's just, it's not the way it used to be. And even though I started in late 2021, I know when I'm being gypped. I mean, having to call Instacart every single time to get my heavy pay added, I shouldn't have to be doing that. That's Instacart's job. When it comes to being tip baited, I've been tip baited 3 times out of the entire year, about 500 deliveries with Uber Eats. And to be tip baited and have to contact support and fight with a manager to get more money just because of that happening yeah, it definitely changes my views in 2022. And that's why when it comes to 2023, I'm trying to lead with content creation. I'm not trying to lead with doing as many deliveries as I can. For those that do not know, I do about 20 hours of deliveries a week. I would like to increase it to make more income, because I can say one thing: between this year, leaving my full-time job that paid way more than gig work and everything else, I'm burning through money quite fast compared to what I'd like to. But I see the numbers on the YouTube channel. I see the numbers when it comes to different things, when it comes to content creation. So because of that, I'm shifting my focus. I'm still going to do gig work. I'm still going to do the channel with gig work and everything else. But if I can focus more on the channel than gig work, I think I actually have more of a reliable source of income. China says, it's going good. I will New Year's Eve, but I don't think so on New Year's Day. Depends on what open, but I doubt it. Yeah, especially with Instacart. Jose says, my opinion on gig work is always changing, and it's not a good thing. All these companies are the same. I agree. Cruisin says, down 10% for the year on DoorDash, which is never good. Alan says, you guys have trip radar on Uber Eats. Lisa says, the difference for me is I started doing rideshare as well as food delivery. I stopped doing rideshare during the pandemic. I say kudos to you, Lisa, because I won't do rideshare. I have issues doing it. First of all, I always have a camera and everything else with the dash cam, but the idea of somebody being in my car, it paranoids me. I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe I've watched too many psycho documentaries when I was younger, but I won't do it. And yet I live in a city, you know, Montreal is a great city and there's not too much violence or anything else, but I'm always constantly worried about that. Jose says they are just looking at how they make profit. Of course they are. That's all they want. More and more and more profit. Cheyenne says, weird thing. I did a triple and my base was $3, $3 and $2.50. Honestly, I'll take a $3, $3 and $2.50, but I find that they're actually going down to like $1.75. It's super insulting. We have to go to 3 different restaurants sometimes. Don't get me wrong. My brother does triple stacks way more than I. I've never done a single one. And he's had it that all 3 pickups were at one restaurant. And 2 of the drop-offs, 3 of the drop-offs were at 3 different locations. But he's also had, for example, you do 3 restaurants and you're dropping off at 2 clients, because now they classify a triple stack, even if it's at 3 restaurants. It could be, let's say, one customer wanted from both restaurants, and that's classified as a triple stack, and he's had that before, which that's not too bad because it's less work. But I'm always thinking to myself about, you know, the tips being pulled, because that's where we make most of our money. And I'm doing this new thing that if my minimum, for example, is $7, that means I don't want a triple stack less than $21. So I gotta fight when it comes to getting a triple stack. LJ says, I'm sure all these apps will do the best not to pay more due to recession in 2023. 2022 was just a trial for them. And I agree. It definitely was. And I don't think gig work is going anywhere, but I do think that many people are going to suffer through the first quarter or the first half of 2023 with the recession. You know, you got, for example, the banks that are turning around and they're saying things like, we're going to go up half a point when it comes to interest rate, or half an interest rate. And because of that, that is substantial for people, especially, for example, with mortgages. That can increase somebody's mortgage by anywhere from $30 all the way up to $300. And because of this happening, I'm worried that for the first half of 2023, the money would be lower. So I'm going to put my focus into content creation. I mean, you guys all know how much I love doing this, but I feel for my regulars that are doing this full time, and this is what you rely on. Like, my brother and I have had a conversation about this, and I call my brother by his username and not his first name to keep himself anonymous. But Frank the Pug, for example, hey, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Emojin, is that how it is? It's kind of small font. Emojin, thank you for that. I appreciate the subscription. Awesome. I hope you enjoy tagging along and chiming in the comment if you're watching this from the live stream. But my brother's going through something that is either going to be a crash or burn. We did actually work for the same company, and he's different department than me, but there is the potential that the company in the next 30 days is going to be on strike. And if that happens, he has to turn to gig work full time. And turning to full-time gig work is not an easy matter, especially if it's not something you want to do. It's your fallback option. And this is going to be his fallback option, and me and my brother are two different type of concept people. For me, I can do, you know, things like deliveries, but then as well, I can also make content out of it. So I get two birds, one stone. His is strictly gig work, so he's going to put in, let's say, more than 40 hours. I know he will, because I know how he does things. He's going to put in more than 40 hours. He's going to break down his car. He's going to have to put so much more gas and everything else for things that he doesn't have to do now because he works at home. It's a little scary how 2023 is going to work out, but him and I both know the winter days are the best days in Montreal to be a gig worker. So, okay, so Cheyenne says that's what I had. All three were the same restaurant. Two customers were close and one was like 18 minutes away. I put our food in the skip bags. That's what I always do. But it was most likely still code. I always do that. If my first big delivery bag that I always talk about, my big black one, if it's occupying one or two customers, I always use my skip bag for the second one. And this way, when I do a double stack, let's say I know that it's going to be two big orders, I take the first one, put it in the skip bag, take my black bag, and I go into the restaurant. And then I will click to start delivery to see who's going first so I can swap whoever's going to go into the skip bag. So I like that idea, Cheyenne. I do the same thing. Lisa says, it's good not to depend on just food delivery and find other apps to help pay the bills. Unfortunately, here in Montreal, Quebec, there is a lot more limitations on what I can do app-wise. Like, people ask me, would I do things like Walmart Spark? Would I do Amazon Flex? Absolutely. I did sign up for TaskRabbit, but I have not started anything on TaskRabbit. To be honest, I don't even open the app anymore. There's a lot more that goes into TaskRabbit because it's self-employed as a business worker that's going to be doing quite a lot when it comes down to it. So I'm putting that one on the side, but I would love to do a lot more. Multi-apping works great. Having more is good. Jerome Powell is our hero and help us out of everything. Yeah, sure, Jose. Sports entertainment. You ever do gig work and end of the day you get something from Uber Eats to eat? Sometimes. I am very rarely ordering on the apps as well. I'm trying not to rock the double chin too much in 2023. Since I got brutally sick in November, I will be honest, prior to November, yes, I was eating a lot more fast foods. A lot of it was coming from, you know, Uber and such. If I do order, by the way, it's always Uber Eats. I never really order off the other apps. But I used to do that. And now, ever since I got super sick in November and then I've come back and gotten so much better, no, I don't do that anymore. I try to keep things a lot more cleaner, but you know, it does happen. Hong says over 700 deliveries, not one cash tip. You know what? That's pretty brutal because I have done over 500 deliveries and I have had, I would like to say about 3 cash tips, but it's rare. It's rare. Live to Hustle says, by the way, I and deliver in Utah, or snows are definitely not as bad as Buffalo, New York, or Montreal. I don't know how bad Montreal was hit like Buffalo. We were not hit that bad. I saw the videos. We were not hit that bad. We do got, now, if I had to convert it to centimeters, I would say about 15 centimeters still on the ground, maybe 10 centimeters, because we got some really warm temperatures, and it's going to be gone in a while. Hong, you're doing Uber Eats and Instacart. Hopefully you get some cash tips soon. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I agree with what Kenny is saying, aka Fuzzman. You know, he's done almost 5,000 deliveries and he can count on one hand the number of cash tips. I won't lie, sometimes I do find, hey Rodrigo, hey, did you switch? Yeah, you switched your name there. You switched it a little bit. I do find that sometimes being a lady, cash tips happen just a little bit more, but I could be wrong. I watched both ads, so you just got tipped. Yeah, Rodrigo, too bad I can't change the ads that do come in, because I know when I'm doing a live stream right now, like there's the ads at the beginning, but once this goes back on the replay, the amount of ads people are going to be saturated with into the high definition is uploaded. It's going to be unreal. And for those watching currently right now, you should be able to change your settings on YouTube so that it's in high definition, because my live streams are set up for high def. So if it's programming you in 7p or anything else, you can switch that down below. I feel shy taking cash tips. I don't. I don't. I say thank you, and my highest cash tip has been $20. And the same person tipped me $15 in the application. Slightly slow. YouTube knows that my audience is actually is. Yes, absolutely. And Rodrigo, you've been here from the get-go. Absolutely. So here's a good question for you guys. In 2022, which company paid you the most? Like, I know, for example, Guillaume's UberX. I know that. Or AKA Rideshare. For me, I would say, okay, so the most throughout the year, definitely Uber. The most in regards to one order, Instacart. Instacart has been the one that's paid me the most for one order, but Uber Eats has been the one that's paid me the most throughout the year. That's what I have to say. Walmart Spark goes to Alan. I wish we had Walmart Spark here. This way I can comment on that and say if I can be in that mix. As well, Lisa, Walmart Spark. Wow. I feel like I'm missing out here on this Walmart Spark activity. Live to Hustle is the same thing as me. Uber Eats. Majority of my income is Uber Eats. Alan says Instacart is the second, so that's pretty interesting when it comes to groceries. Sports Entertainment says since 2016, probably Uber Eats, but I feel like Instacart's gonna be making more in 2023. I think that's a fair assessment. Absolutely. Rodrigo asks, do you have this delivery company called iFood over there? No, I do not have iFood down here. See, Cheyenne, she's going with Corner Shop. Corner Shop is, you know, delivering groceries too at the same time, hands down. Kenny says DoorDash, as that's all I do. It's too bad, Kenny. I don't have too many DoorDash videos for you. Although, I would say one thing. They do offer me to go online a lot more with them. I just don't. Let's put it that way. Yes, Corner Shop is now Uber Eats. They also have it here that they just call it Shop and Pay. So you can just have a Shop and Pay set up and pretty much that's it. That's all. Kenny, why don't you do any of the others? Is it because Uber doesn't want to pay you? Hong says Corner Shop wouldn't hire me. Well, you know what, Hong? You and I are on the same list because actually Uber Eats has me, or Corner Shop, I should say, has had me on a wait list for 8 months, but they have me set up for Shop and Pay for Dollarama. I don't get it. I wish I could say, Lisa, that I missed it. I'm still on the wait list. That's all they do is they put me on a wait list and I have not done a single order with them. You guys miss it? Why, did they get rid of Corner Shop in your locations? Is that what's happened there? It's here, but apparently in my market, it's not a thing. Still active for Cheyenne. Yeah, for me, it's... They want to put me on a wait list, and you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I that's the thing, because I still want to do ride-alongs. I still want to do part-time gig work. It does give me weekly money. YouTube only gives you monthly money. It does not give you weekly. So I want to be able to make both work out. But if I'm down one app and I can still maintain income, that's what truly matters to me. Guillaume says, at least Corner Shop do pay the right distance, unlike Instacart. Yeah, Guillaume's been fighting that for a while. Alan says, really? They left here months ago. Yep. There isn't any more. Corner Shop is Uber Eats now. Interesting. They're still here in Quebec. LJ says, can't really answer that as I only do Uber, but starting Just Eat soon. Just waiting for my bag. So 2023 will be Uber, Just Eats, Papa John's delivery. Can I answer this next year? Sure, LJ. We'll do a year in review next year just for LJ to come on here and say, I got an opinion on this now. I can finally say it. We have Kenny saying, I work a pretty small market and that's what everyone uses there and it pays the bills. All right, that makes sense. That's why I'm constantly on Uber Eats here. Although if I did better on DoorDash, DoorDash is pretty popular here too, but I find it doesn't ping as much as Uber Eats. Hey, Xavier! Ça va bien? How's it going, my friend? Xavier. Comme ça. Are you doing deliveries tonight? Lisa says it's a Shop and Pay on Uber. Yes, but Shop and Pay on Uber that we have here is only Dollarama. Shrina says for the most of the states, Corner Shop is now merged in Uber Eats as Shop and Deliver. It's coming to us, Ash, but it's not here yet. They already sent me my black card. Yeah, I have the card, but it's only Dollarama. And I get so many bad Dollarama offers. Xavier says Shop and Deliver with DoorDash are the best for me. Not for me. Never. So, Here is, yeah, she's in Montreal as well. She's in Quebec. Here's another question for you guys. This one is pretty interesting because we know my scenario. I switched halfway through the year. Did you switch from part-time to full-time gig work? That's what I mean by PT and FT. Did you switch from part-time to full-time? So, I mean, I was in St. Hey, I know where you're talking. It's far. How did it go over there? Well, I'm shaking my camera like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, so for me, starting in August, I did go from part-time to full-time. I appreciate that, Rodrigo. Thank you so much. And not like bait. No, I do not. It's no, Xavier. It's not that I don't do DoorDash. It's just that DoorDash is not that great in my market, and they treat me like crap. So a lot of it is for 8 kilometers will give you $7, or do this double stacked, and it's too far for the dollars all the time. So Alan says I work 6 days a week. Lisa says I became full-time June the 5th. And yes. Yeah, you know what, Cheyenne? Don't bother. Do not bother. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You know, c'est la vie. C'est tout. Je finis avec ça, okay? I'm not pronouncing it. This is making Guillaume's day. Well, I work full-time, my regular job, part-time gig work, but yeah, I can look full-time also, and yeah. I would say, Guillaume, your money salary that you're making is the amount that you make as if you were a full-time gig worker doing it part-time. For myself, I have been full-time since August, but I still do part-time hours. Why? Because also since August, I have been doing YouTube. And for those that don't know, YouTube takes a lot of work. Cheyenne knows it as well. And especially when it comes to doing more involved in your content. Like, if I'm doing ride-alongs take the longest for me to edit because I have to take all the content from different cameras and upload it. And some people are like, oh, well, you can just edit from your car. Well, I need internet because I use things like Canva, Epidemic Sound, such like that for music. So I can't exactly do that from my car. So it does take time. So I would say, well, I am a full-time gig worker in the sense that that's my main income. But I technically do it part-time because I think since I've been a full-time gig worker, the longest amount of hours I've ever put in was 25 hours. If I'm going to be honest, for a week. That's it. I don't go more than that. Hong says, didn't realize Shop and Deliver is pretty much Corner Shop. Yes, it is Corner Shop, merged onto the Uber Eats application. I think they're trying to do a more convenient one-stop shop for people, which would make sense. If you're on the Uber Eats application ordering restaurant food, but you can also find out that you can do restaurants and shopping, wouldn't that be like, oh, it's a one-stop shop for me as a customer, so I'm going to probably go on to this. So that's probably why they're doing that. Shana is still part-time. Yeah, I know that you have your full-time, plus you have your kids and everything else, so that's a hard one to juggle. Alan says, been doing gig work since 2016. Sports entertainment. I do YouTube and probably like 5 hours of gig work per week. Sports entertainment, is YouTube your main source of income, or is it part-time income? Are you monetized or not? I wish that I could just rely on YouTube for my income, but for those who do not know, YouTube itself does not pay enough. Regardless of donations that come in from live streams or whatever it may be, YouTube itself per month does not pay enough. You have to get literally hundreds of thousands of views to get the ad revenue in order for it to pay. And then, of course, you need people to not just click off your video after 30 seconds. So it does not pay enough. Alan says, oh, you also do eBay. That's interesting, Alan. Outja says, I can answer this question. Okay. OJ says, went from full-time to part-time due to Papa John's, but I try to fit full-time hours on Uber when I can. Yeah, it can pay off for sure. I looked at Hustle's highest tip ever was $70. Very nice. And it was November 2018, so we're going back a bit. I do know we do have some people on this channel that are from Edmonton. Yes. Alan says, only bad thing on Corner Shop is the tip shows up in 7 hours. Oh my gosh, sports entertainment. That is amazing to know that it actually pays enough for you to be your full-time income. That is awesome. I wish I could have it as that being one day, but I don't currently right now. And the thing with YouTube is that it only pays once a month. So kudos to you for doing that. But I know about everything else. I know about the affiliate marketing. You can have sponsorships. You can have memberships, you can have merchandise, so there's different income streams, absolutely. So China says, I've had customers that placed an order on Uber Eats and it came through on Corner Shop. The guy was so confused when I said it was Corner Shop. Yeah, I've seen also too, like sometimes you have to like get their t-shirt and their branding and everything else too. That would be super confusing, absolutely. Eunice says, may I ask you what's your usual schedule on Uber Eats? Well, I'm the flexible person that sometimes goes to and from, but basically, when it comes down to it, my schedule is I don't work on Mondays and Tuesdays. If I'm working on Mondays, it's Monday nights, but never on Tuesday at all. I don't do gig work. I reserve Tuesdays, even on non-live stream days, for content as much as I can, recording, editing, the whole shabam. And then, so for example, the next 2 weeks, I won't be doing gig work in the daytime. Why? Because my son's home from daycare. So if I'm doing gig work, by the time my partner and everything else is home, you're looking at about 4:30, 5 o'clock that I'll go out. And I come home at around 9, 10 o'clock at night. So that's basically where I'm at. Mohammed says, I have a question, Ash. I will be away from the country for 2 months. Do you think Uber... No, they will not touch your account, Mohammed. It's up to you. It's your choice. You've done your background check. The only way that they would do that is, let's say, for example, your insurance or your license plate has not been uploaded to the app. If it is expired and you need to upload it, you will not be able to go back online until that's verified and updated. But no, you won't be canceled or removed from the application for going away for a few months. That's the best part about doing it, is we do it when we want. Rodrigo, for those doing YouTube, be advised, upload time does matter for shorts, unlike it does for long-term. No conspiracy theory, it does differ. I mean, I upload shorts just when I get a chance to, but I don't like relying on shorts, and my shorts right now are copyright shorts because they're just fun, entertaining one. But I'm sure that's probably a thing, absolutely. Jose, well, Ashley, I have to go now. Great live stream, and I'll catch you in your videos later. Buenas noches. Have a great evening. Buenas noches. You are very welcome, Mohammed. I appreciate you asking away. This is why I love having live streams, because people can just ask away. Worst experience in 2022 with gig work. I mean, I haven't had too much bad experience in 2022 with gig work. I will say this, though. I have had it that I was outside of Score's restaurant recording a YouTube video, and I looked to my right side, and there was this guy taking a piss right beside me outside his car. That wasn't a worst experience. It was just degrading. It's like, seriously, you have to be peeing right beside me? I have a camera, bro. I can just film you anytime. I put down my window, and I say to him, bro, just go into the restaurant. Go take a piss inside. And he's like, well, you know, when you have to go, you have to go, you know? It's just, it is how it is. It's like, yeah, but I don't want to see your manhood hanging out as you're pissing, so you should put that away. But honestly, I've not had too many bad experiences when it comes to gig work. I've been tip baited 3 times. No biggie there. I call Uber. I get my money back. I have had it that one time where I had 2 deliveries and I tried to get them both completed. The first guy calls me, he's like over 20 minutes away. The second guy is right down the street, and Uber refused to give me the address. And Guillaume recently told me how I can go into the app and figure out how to contact the second customer. But it wasn't a thing at the time, so I had to cancel, and that was a miserable experience. Even though I did get the $15 cash tip from the first client for chasing my ass out there, it was a horrible experience in that one because it still stresses you. Like, I didn't want the customers 2 pizzas. I didn't want any pizzas that night. I'm not even a pizza person. So having to go through that was not too much of a fun experience, but yeah, exactement. Yeah, it's bonne nuit. That's right. Live to hustle. Grubhub will deactivate you for inactivity for 6. Oh, that's stupid. Come on. We're self-employed. This is what we're supposed to do when we want to. You know, Montrealers don't care about showing their private parts, Ash. Yeah, I mean, come on. We're mostly modest nudists to begin with. I mean, let's face it. I mean, I'm like anybody else. Get a few shots of tequila in me, and then, yeah, there's probably less clothing like anybody else. But, I mean, when I'm sober, I'm not gonna go pissing in the streets. Let's put it that way. Yes. No, Alan, you think she's giving too much information. I just gave even more. AS says, I'm still on the e-bike doing deliveries out here. AS, you're the one that should be getting the tips from these live streams, not me. And by tips, I mean the donations that I've received tonight. You should be getting those. Why? Because you're doing an e-bike in the winter time. No merci beaucoup. I would not be doing that whatsoever. Jonas, you prefer sushi? Are we talking about the edible type that I'd be eating it or delivering it? Because, oh, Brian, why did you get back at this time? I'm gonna get an IG message about that one later on. I prefer sushi orders, yes, and I love sushi to begin with. Yes, I love to eat it, and I love to deliver it, absolutely. Give me a California roll showing up at my doorstep, and I'm not gonna be complaining. Thank you, Mohammed, I appreciate that. You have a great evening ahead. But sushi orders have been my best money-making orders. That, I love Korean food to deliver, Vietnamese, Chinese, Indian, all of them, all of the above. I mean, it has been so good when it comes to money-making, especially for sushi, yes. Yes, well, I mean in both aspects. Yes, Jonas. Both aspects, yes. Food-wise, what am I? Believe it or not, I am somebody for something like spicy food. I love spicy food. I love pierogies, for example, like with jalapeno or habanero. I am somebody, I don't hate pasta, but I'm not big on pasta. I am somebody that give me a chicken wrap with like any type of breaded chicken in it and spicy sauce, and I'm good to go. Yeah, they do pay well. They do definitely pay well. But yeah, I can't say that I've had too many bad experiences when it comes to gig work in 2022. Gig work has been nothing but beneficial to me because it's brought me this YouTube channel. I mean, without it, I wouldn't have it. And to answer this next question, I will absolutely continue to be doing gig work in 2023 because it does pay my bills. It is my full-time salary. It helps me create content. It gets me out the house. I mean, you're gonna have default issues with these applications, and I hope when I do, I'm doing a ride-along video when those happens. But as we say, c'est la vie. Yeah, Alan, the only thing I don't like is I don't actually like Indian food too much. I don't like the flavor palettes, but I like spicy. Kazarin, hey Ash, I'm doing deliveries in the South Shore. Which areas do you have the most success? Longueuil, St-Hubert, Brassard, Boucherville? Definitely Brassard. It used to be Longueuil when I first started, but that's because I was dabbling on fast food restaurants. So I learned the hard way that fast food restaurants are not the way to go. Damn, this song is actually annoying me in my ear. I think it's gone away now. Yeah, it's going away. Okay, cool. So yeah, when I was in Longueuil, the problem with Longueuil is the fast food joints were too commonly, so you get paid less. So when you switched over to Brassard, Brassard has a lot more beneficial offers. Rather it's in Distrant, rather it's on Taschereau Boulevard, Grand Allée. Grand Allée is pretty good with some offers, although you gotta watch the restaurants over there. I love shooting for restaurants such as Sushi Shop, Sushi Shama, Deli Kebab, Scores, Saint Hubert, what other ones? I Am Full. All of these restaurants give me my most beneficial tips, and I can't get those in Longueuil. If I'm on Longueuil's side, there's things like Dunn's. There's a few sushi shops over in that direction, but a lot of it's like Pizza, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Harvey's. I try to dodge those ones. I just don't pay too much. Pickled eggs, Rodrigo. Why am I not surprised? Jonas says, didn't know sushis bring good money. They bring me my best money. They brought me my best money in 2022 when it came to food delivery. $29 tip for 100 pieces of sushi any day of the week. Chinese food? Yes, I'll go for that. I believe fast food venues have their own delivery people also, right? Fast food do not have their own deliveries unless it's pizza takeouts, because for the expression, they still have pizza boys, and I don't subject to just men. But most of the time, people rather go with something like Uber. Why? Because I don't have to wait for my delivery driver to drop off 5 different pizzas ahead. They're going to be just 1 or 2. Well, now with Uber Eats, maximum 3. But that does happen. Yeah, like Alan says, pizza have their own drivers, not fast food. Exactly. Although pizza is classified as fast food for many. What is with this song? It's just, even this one, it's just bugging me. Give me 20 seconds here, guys. I think the playlist will eventually start. Oh, I'm just going to skip to this. I think that's better. I think so. We'll see as this goes along. Yeah, Brassard pays more for me as well, but I feel like the distance is also bigger on average. Yes, it can be a little bit more farther in distance than Brassard, because Brassard can bring you all the way to La Prairie. And if you're starting to go into that direction, you're going to be going a little bit too far. So if you go to Distrante as well, you're going to get a lot more high rises. So it's kind of, you got to pick your battles. So I go kind of in between. I don't like to go all the way to Distrante, although everybody's like, why don't you? Because there's Madison's and Houston and everything else there. But when it comes down to it for myself, I mean, I much rather do a pickup in Brassard and drop off in Distrante versus a pickup in Distrante and drop off in Distrante. And that's because the parking over there is always chaotic. So I much rather go to the other side of Brassard and not go too far down to La Prairie. Sports entertainment, I do gig work around a Saint Leonard and Anjou area. Pretty decent for me. I could imagine they would be, absolutely. I mean, quite a bit of my family actually grew up in Saint Leonard. So, I mean, it's, I wouldn't say probably as oversaturated, so that might bring in that money. Work office there. Rodrigo says, nice. I believe in the less contracts to handle also then. Pizza seems almost still like a tradition to have the pizza guys. Unfortunately, we become the pizza guys, but when it comes down to it too, a lot of drivers don't use a pizza bag, unfortunately. So, if you had to say, where could these companies improve on in 2023, what would your answer be? Because honestly, I think that they could improve on a base fare. I mean, I'm always going to say that because I don't want to rely heavily on tips, but I know tips are a thing. But the other thing that I think that they could improve on is when it comes down to it, removing tip baiting, which we know is only Uber Eats. If Uber Eats can remove the tip baiting feature of reducing tip after drop off, I'll be happy. But do I foresee them going to do that? No. I don't. But that's where they can improve on in 2023 if they want to ring things up in my book. Because then I'd be a lot more of a happy camper when it comes to these companies. But do I think that's going to happen? No. I don't think that's going to happen whatsoever. That's what I truly feel that they can improve on. No specialist, but their tipping system for sure. Yes, absolutely. And I would have to say, none of my deliveries use the heat bag. You know what, Brian? You just have bad luck with drivers. I always use a bag. And I am sorry, but I will say this, because it was something that was brought up recently in comments. If you did get tip baited, and you are not able to get your tip back on Uber Eats, please stop stealing the food from the next possible customer. That is not going to benefit any single one of us. Instead, you're going to piss off another customer for nothing, you're going to piss off a restaurant for nothing, and you're going to make them both lose out. And then, additionally, okay, that person, that restaurant is going to have to fight Uber Eats to get back that money, and sometimes they don't even get it back. So where's the win-win? You piss off a new customer for nothing, and you make a restaurant, which are already struggling in business a lot, lose out more in business? I don't understand it. I'm going to just do this with this playlist because it's bugging me. That's better. There we go. Oh, that one was bugging me. It's my own songs, and yet it was bugging me. So, yeah. I mean, they need to prove on not getting, you know, allowing for tip baiting. But additionally, I'm seeing more and more drivers saying in my comment box that they're stealing customers' food afterwards. It's like, no, come on. You're also going to give reasons, excuses for tip baiting. Yeah. Thanks for coming by, Kenny. I appreciate that. I am actually going to close up things, guys, in just a moment here. But I will say this. My favorite moment in 2022 in general has been making this YouTube channel. I mean, of course, the day I found out I was monetized, that was a pretty big deal for me. Now that I've gotten used to the whole monetization thing and everything else when it comes to, yeah, sure, Brian, non-copyright music from Epidemic Sound, go for it. When it comes down to it, I think my favorite thing is definitely the fact that I got to be a content creator. I got to live up a dream. I got to leave a company that I was bound behind this desk because of the fact that, you know, I worked for a company. And yes, Lisa, it is. It was so stupid to read it, actually. I'm going to say that. These mortgage rates are killing me. I'm a homeowner too, so I can understand. Hopefully fixed can be changed for you instead of variable. Let's put it that way. But it depends on your agreement with the bank. But I can say that this has been a dream come true, to be able to leave a company, to be self-employed, to do what I want when I want, to make the content and have so many people support me. That has been by far my absolute favorite moment when it comes to 2022. I am living a dream that I never thought I could. And for some people, being a content creator, it's not. Some people start YouTube just to make money. And anybody that starts YouTube to make money will realize you're not going to get that far. There is a lot of people that message me, for example, on Instagram saying, how can I make money on YouTube? And I don't have an answer for that. Because I'm not a YouTuber that's out to make money off of YouTube. I'm a YouTuber that loves to make content. Yes, there's incomes that come in from YouTube if you work hard enough. But I just love making videos. I love making videos. I love being able to live stream once every 2 weeks. I can't do it more than that. Like, my eyes are already killing me tonight. That's why I'm not going to stay too much longer. Because of these softbox lights. They actually, you know, standing in front of the lights, everybody's like, oh, your quality in your live streams is great. Yeah, but do you know how straining it is for your eyes? It's very straining for my eyes. But I love what I'm able to do. And I think the best part has been that I can devote more time to my son. My son is going to be turning 4 in March. And to have a child that young and to basically, I did not know that when I did that, I turned off the music, but that's okay. I don't really care about that. Basically, to have it that when you're working for an employer and you have to take vacation days to get time off, it's depressing. It's very depressing, especially when you run out of them. So being able to basically choose what I want to do and be there for my kid, it's so much more nicer. Sports entertainment, find something you love. Don't ever do it for the money. I've learned Photoshop back in high school, and video editing was pretty easy. Exactly. I was a content creator back when I was 17 years old. And I did copyright stuff, but I made a video that got over 4 million views and entertained people for years to come. And it was something I love to do. I love to edit videos. I'm not an editor. I'm not at all a good editor. I'm a decent editor for what I got going on. But I love making content. So it's been such a joy for me in 2022. And I have big plans in 2023 going forward for this channel. I definitely plan on keeping up with tutorial videos and tip videos. And for some people, they might turn around and say, well, Ash, your views are like, they look lower or something, you know, in recent videos. It's because it's evergreen content. It's not picking up for me right now. It picks up for me later on, and I see that return afterwards. I plan on making ride-along videos more. You know, I have a lot planned for 2023, and it all depends on the milestones that I hit. For anybody that wants to know, so you can cruise along with me, what is my goal when it comes to subscribers, for example, for the next one whole year? I am truly hoping that I can get, and this is a big number for me, 5,000 subscribers. And it's not because I need 5,000. It's because I want to see the potential that I can bring forward on YouTube. To have 5,000 people actually saying, this girl is good enough for me to stick around for more, that's mind-blowing for me. It's not even about them watching actively. It's about, oh, wow, they actually appreciate me enough to stick around. So I have some things in the works for 2023 that I'm not going to share, but all of them, it's going to be wrapped around this YouTube channel. I want this channel to grow. I want to do well. And thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun with this. Rodrigo says, when making content about things, we just have to get out of our systems on a daily basis. That's the right path to go for sure. Yes. Alan says I'm going to hit 5,001. I don't know. It's hard to know what milestone I'm going to hit in 2023. Like I said, I already wanted by my 1 year mark, which is January 2nd, to hit 2,000. And I'm at 2,230. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. It's been my favorite part of 2022. I know I always tie in YouTube to gig work. I always do. But if you guys truly know how much I felt towards, you know, YouTube and making these videos, you guys would truly understand. Alan, 5,000 and a half. Oh, you guys are awesome. Well, here's what's going to happen, guys. I am going to dip out here. Why? Because I have a video to go and edit anyways. I'm hoping for tomorrow's video to be done. If not, maybe by Thursday. I'm not sure. I'm not really putting a time basis because of the holidays and everything else. But I just wanted to say that I wanted to wish everybody such an amazing start to the new year. I will not be streaming until at least 2 weeks from now. So for anybody that I can't catch in this live stream, I'm just going to let you know if you watch the replay and you made it to the end of this or whatever it may be. I wish you truly a happy new year and have fun in the year of 2023. Don't stress about New Year's resolutions. Don't stress about any of that. If anybody wants to start a YouTube channel and wants some tips, please reach out to me, whether it's on, you know, Instagram or email or whatever it may be, because I would love to make people, you know, enjoy what they're doing and have fun with it too. And a lot of people just don't know where to start. So with that, thank you guys. I see that was coming in. So with that being said, my lovelies, I'm going to dip out here. And I wish everybody, again, a happy new year. And thank you so much for cruising along with me. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.
You say you don't want to get in trouble, that you don't find cause you got me. I don't want to break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure. You just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right. Don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be. I see you hesitating while you're waiting, like somebody's gonna give it to you. You gotta chase it, gotta believe it. You gotta go get it for yourself. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure. You just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right.